Adolf Hitler was born on April 20, 1889, in the small Austrian town of Braunau am Inn, near the German border. His father, Alois Hitler, worked as a customs official, and his mother, Clara, was deeply devoted to her children. The family lived a modest life, moving several times due to Alois's government position. Hitler's early childhood seemed unremarkable, but behind the surface was a restless boy full of emotion, imagination, and ambition. As a child, Adolf was passionate about drawing and dreamed of becoming an artist. He would spend hours sketching buildings, landscapes, and people. He later became fascinated with architecture, often standing in front of grand buildings in awe. His mother supported his artistic interests, but his father wanted him to enter the civil service, believing it offered more stability. This clash created constant tension between them, and young Adolf eventually grew resentful of his father's strict authority. Hitler's school years were inconsistent. At times he performed well and seemed intelligent and capable. However, when subjects failed to capture his interest, he quickly lost motivation. Teachers described him as moody, detached, and unwilling to follow rules. After his father's death, he dropped out of school at 16, insisting on pursuing his artistic dreams. His mother's approval gave him confidence, and in 1907 he moved to Vienna to apply to the Academy of Fine Arts. The move to Vienna was a turning point in his life. He was rejected by the Art Academy twice, once in 1907 and again in 1908. Both times, his examiners told him that while his architectural drawings showed promise, his human figures lacked skill. Crushed by failure and struggling financially, Hitler spent several years living in poverty, selling postcards and small paintings to survive. The experience hardened him. He grew increasingly isolated and bitter, convinced that the world had treated him unfairly. During these years in Vienna, Hitler's worldview began to change drastically. He spent long hours reading books about history, philosophy, politics, and race theory. He also absorbed ideas from extremist political movements rising at the time. Vienna was a diverse city, home to people from all over the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Yet Hitler's growing prejudice and resentment found fuel in the anti-Semitic and nationalist newspapers he read daily. These influences would later shape the ideology he carried into his political career. In 1913, seeking a fresh start, he moved to Munich, Germany. There, he hoped to escape poverty and find renewed purpose. Life remained difficult, but he admired German culture and saw it as stronger and purer than what he had left behind. When World War I broke out in 1914, Hitler saw his chance for belonging and volunteered to join the German army. For the first time in years, he felt part of something greater than himself. Serving as a soldier in World War I profoundly affected him. He fought bravely and was decorated for courage, receiving the Iron Cross, a prestigious military honor. Despite the horrors of war, he found meaning and camaraderie among fellow soldiers. But Germany's defeat in 1918 shattered him. The loss filled him with anger, humiliation, and a burning desire to restore what he believed had been stolen from his nation. The years following the war set the stage for Hitler's transformation from a drifting, frustrated youth into a dangerous political leader. His personal resentments would evolve into destructive ambitions. The bitterness and distorted sense of purpose that took root during his youth would eventually lead to one of the darkest chapters in human history.